And then one of the biggest things that we fail to recognise is the most important ingredient of them all is your reference group. In other words, it's basically who you hang around with. Because the brain has a special set of neurons, and they're called mirror neurons. And mirror neurons have only got really one responsibility, and that's basically to download your environment. And it's actually a direct download. Nothing can interfere with mirror neurons. Okay? Now, what they're designed to do is for you to take the environment, your external environment, download it directly into your head so that you can actually survive in that environment. Women have twice as many mirror neurons as men. And just think about what that means. If I were to suddenly get a sort of magic wand, and if I was to just, tap Paul on the shoulder and zap him up into the absolute deepest, darkest tribal New Guinea, where they'd never seen somebody with fair skin before, it's a fair chance that Paul in that moment is not going to know what to do next. Because he's out of culture, he's out of position, he's out of context, he doesn't know the language, doesn't know the customs, doesn't even know where to go for a wee. Because if he does it somewhere, and that's a sacred tree, there's going to be hell to pay. Does it make sense? So right now, there's a special part of his brain that is just going to be scanning and directly downloading. It bypasses the subconscious, it bypasses the conscious, and there's going to be fighting because it's a survival mechanism. And so if you think about in that context, and then in this context, it's happening all the time. So basically you add up the wages of your five closest friends, you divide by 5, and that'll be your average. And you can do that in relationship, you can do that in fitness, you can do that in any form of lifestyle. Just take your 5 closest friends, add it up, divide by 5, and that will basically be your basic results. And so the reference group is extremely important. It's the number one factor that will determine whether you move into exceptional performance or whether you actually stay with the results that you're currently achieving.